I was. Am I upset? Yeah, I was upset. I'm upset that Tal would put himself in a position that he'd do something so stupid to be with two other people. From the story that I heard from Tal, is that he was hanging out with Barney Reed Jr. and Lee McCool, and apparently allegedly Lee had a bag of marijuana, and the cops pulled him over, and Lee was the driver, so it was going to arrest him. Then Barney and Tal started saying it was theirs. In the end, Tal took the rap for them, and he said he wasn't even smoking and didn't smoke. Yeah. And so now he has like a felony charge, and it's like, he can't even get a good job now. I mean, he was working for the New York school system, making really good money, and they did a background check on him. He can no longer work for the school system. So yeah, I think that sucks for him. And then how can you call somebody that would ask you to take a rap for them, so he can go to the World Championships? I think it's just bullshit. The USDT board can't say they don't know. Sherry bailed his ass out of jail in Baltimore.
How much did that cost?
Well, to bail him out? I don't know what the bail was, but again, like, I don't think I can get away with all of that. Yeah. I mean, I'd love to. Like, hell, if you're going to let people bend the rules, let me be the first. But I can't, so that's why it upsets me. That I have to follow the rules and everybody else don't. I have to fill out TUE forms every year. I don't want to. I have to report to USADA where I'm at.
How often do you get tested for?
Anytime they knock on my door, they can test you as many times as they want.
How many times have you been tested in the last 2 years?
I haven't been tested in the last 2 years. The last time I was tested was probably about 3 years ago. Eric, when's the last time you were tested?
Right before the Worlds, they came to my door. So, a couple weeks ago.
They just draw your blood there?
6 a.m., knocked on my door. Yeah, they don't mess around.
Excuse me. You need a sample.
Yep.
Was that a urine or blood test?
Semen. Blood. It was,
he's videotaping this. This will be online.
You have to delete that part.
So you had some sailors at the apartment then, is that what you said?
No, it was a standard urine test.
Yeah.
It was easy.
With his wide-ass, child-rearing hips, start giving advice. I knew the guy when he lived in New Jersey. He was barely fucking 1,500. And now I go in a news group, and he's giving out advice about rubbers and different stuff. This is the dumbest guy I know on the earth. As many lessons that he's taken for table tennis, and he's still barely 1,800, maybe 1,900. What a loser! What kind of idiot are you? And he wants to teach our kids at school? Are you kidding me? I mean, it's like, do you want him teaching your child? He's been taking lessons for 20 years, and he's still barely 1,800. Anybody that's been playing table tennis for over 10 years and can't get over 2,000, well, in my opinion, this is just mine, is an idiot. Especially if you're a healthy young man and you have no physical challenges.
Now, do you remember your top 10 list for this year? Could you run that down for me?
My top 10 list for this year. If I'm not mistaken, I don't remember it, but I could try to shoot it off the top of my head. I'll probably get people that weren't on there that should have been on there. I think I had Alexander Karakosevic, number 1. Okay. Yeah, I mean, this guy's supposed to be a world-class player, yelling at...
I think there was something with a U or something, some different name. Was it? U. Maybe. Some name I hadn't heard of before. I do, or something, I don't know. Yeah, I saw...
Karakosevic's definitely on the list. No, he's yelling at Joey Cochran and, physically trying to intimidate and threaten. And he's supposed to be a world-class player. Like, look, who are you to question myself? Like, who are you? You're supposed to be a professional. You're gonna yell at a 15-year-old? Like, what kind of jackass is that? But that's okay, though. He's a world-class player, so what? I guess that goes along with the Reed symptoms. We're above the law.
I saw Steve Berger was on there. What was?
Oh yeah, Steve Berger. I can't stand his ass. What a slime bucket. A sleazeball. Him and Marty Reese were both of them. I can't stand neither one of them. It's like, if I'm not mistaken, I think they were lovers and they had a lover spat and they broke up. I can't stand either one. It just makes my blood boil just thinking about it. Ugh.
Now, do you think can Steve Berger beat you in table tennis?
Probably.
No.
But that has nothing to do with. If that was
With
the
a
case,
hard bat? He plays with hard bat. Is that right?
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if that was the case, then I'd hate like what 90% of the people that play table tennis. But I don't. I like Eric. He could beat me.
Now,
You get
now
me,
when I went to
right?
the Baltimore teams there, I was scheduled to play you, but you didn't show up. I was wondering.
Was that the last day?
It was. I'm not
First
sure what
day?
day was that. It was. I think you were there that day. I'm not sure what happened.
Did you have on your costume?
No. This was like in 2000. This was in May of 2000.
This is in Baltimore?
Towson, or that
Towson.
the Eastern Open.
Eastern
2000.
Open.
2000.
Probably what happened is, being honest, I probably just lost to somebody lower than me and I was probably pissed off.
Oh,
So I just called it a day.
all right.
I mean, it has nothing to do with you. It's just,
I was just wondering if you
Usually I
had
think I-
dodged me for a reason or not.
no. Usually when I get my ass kicked, I'm not in a very pleasant mood. And I guess people think I get my ass kicked a lot because they all seem to think that I'm never in a pleasant mood. But that's not true. I'm a very likable guy.
Now, have you back in those days? I think you could serve off the sides there.
Yeah.
Now, what kind of strategy would you use when you're playing somebody who's serving off the sides and an able-bodied?
I want an able-bodied.
Okay.
Well, they can't now, so.
Yeah, no. What did you do back then?
Well, back then it was like, well, if they set up, if it's a right-handed player, they usually set up on the left-hand side of the table.
Mm-hmm.
And so if they're going to serve me wide, it was difficult to serve down the line to me wide.
Yeah.
So they have to be only backhand. So I would sit further to the backhand side. And that actually would play into my strength because I could do more with that ball than I could the forehand ball.
Okay.
And then I would just take the attack and then that would be the end of it. Unless they was just better than me. It didn't really matter.
Okay. Now, anybody else you'd like to cover on your top 10 list there?
Ali Salam, that's another piece of work. He probably was number one on my list.
Yeah, I think that was.
Yeah, I can't stand him. He's an
No, who is
umpire
he?
who's
Oh, okay,
an
I think I've
umpire
seen him, yeah.
referee who's a complete asshole.
Oh.
I mean, he's got such an issue with like authority. He wants people to respect him, and he's nothing more than a pig, a disgusting fucking pig. I can't stand him. He's somebody else too. It makes my fucking blood boil. Fucking slime bucket. Oh!
Now, what, did you say he did something to you?
It was just himself. I mean, oh, you mean other than he went to the Worlds and rigged an election as a USDT
okay.
official?
Okay.
And then he came back and then people said, oh, it's okay. I mean, why should you talk about that? That somebody who represents the USA has gone abroad and got busted rigging an election for the ITTF. Why would I want to talk about that for? Why would the members want to know about that? It happened, so what do you want to bring it up for? Because the guy's a fucking loser, that's why. It's disgusting. It's wrong.
Okay. Well, one more here. Anybody else there?
Yeah. Marco Barillo. You're a disgusting, foul individual. When you shut your trap and stop giving advice, you are the master of the fucking obvious. You obviously know nothing, you loser. Good day.
Thanks, Andrew.
I think I hit all my highlights. Oh yeah, so Ben had the nerve to talk about me, so I told Ben about himself. It's like, hey, come on, Ben. You smoked marijuana with Barney, you just outran the cops, and you were here in San Diego last time, and then you're out here wife. And it's like, what kind of moral person would cheat on his wife? I mean, how you gonna set up standards and you're out here cheating on your wife and stuff?
Now, Alan said he was afraid there might be some gunplay there after that remark
Well,
at this tournament. What do you think?
I suspect that Ben will probably be looking for me this tournament. So if I was you, I'd keep your camcorder handy because Ben might want to beat me up. But, well...
Now, have you ever been beaten up by anybody?
Well, people have tried, but unsuccessfully. I tell them like I tell everybody. Don't let the fucking wheelchair fool you.
Now, Marco was telling me there was some guy that you like stood up and like smashed his head down or something.
Yeah, a couple of times. I beat up a few people from New Jersey who came up to me and was going to attack me. It's like, you think I'm just going to sit here and take an ass whooping? If you want some ass, you got to bring some to the table. If you want some, you gotta give some to get some. That's just my philosophy. I'm sorry. What do you think, Dad?
No comment.
I'm not a violent person, but I will defend myself. Violence just begets violence. I've never attacked another man first before in my life. But I've always defended myself very adequately.
Did I come at a good time?
No, you missed it.
Now, do you hear a lot of this from Andre Rock?
Oh boy, yes. Over the years, I've heard enough crap to like put a mountain in San Diego. I tell you.
Hold on, one more person. Let me get Larry Hodges. Let me set the record straight about Larry Hodges. Larry Hodges, Larry is an overall nice guy, good guy, whatever. Except for he's a self-righteous prick. He preaches like he acts like he's a monk or a minister, and then he tell lies. He sets himself up on a fucking pedestal. I go like, hey Larry, I'm just gonna hold you to the standards that you say you are and what you want. And if he can hold himself to these standards, good for him. I never pretended to be a fucking priest or a monk. People ask you, hey, that guy in a wheelchair, he's an ass? I say, yep, that's me. Not a problem with that. I don't pretend to be anything that I'm not. Most of the shit that you hear about me, I'll tell you, it's all true. So you don't have far to go to look for standards with me. I don't pretend to be anything, so fuck it. That's the way I see it. So, but not him. He wanted to set himself on a pedestal, on a mountain, so I was happy to help bring that mountain down.
Now, what do you think about his science fiction writing?
Oh God, thank God he's gone. I hope he does well in China. Good riddance. I wish Sherry would fucking leave behind him.
Now, what do you have? You have some problems with Sherry too?
Well, look what she's done to our sport. She's fucking killed us. We no longer get USOC support. I mean, when she came in, we was getting $500,000 a year. Now she's here, we're getting $3,000 a year for support. But why should we blame her? She's only the figurehead, right? She's the president. When shit goes good, she takes the credit for it. So why shouldn't she take the blame for when it's like rotten right now? Our national team gets no support. They don't do any traveling or training. We have no training center. How do you expect us to get any better? Oh, just show up a week before a tournament? Good job, Sherry. You keep up the good work. Good job.
Oh, my battery's dead.